Hello, my children. All right. I said last week I was gonna make a video about queer characters. I don't know if I'm using. All right. Yeah, it's the right way. I wanted to talk about queer characters and how they're handled in media. Specifically, I wanted to talk about good, and the bad. And the thing that I've always wanted to do this because I personally am not gay, but I want to make other videos about like things that I don't personally experience and want to just talk about because, and I'll explain how I am going to go about talking about it. But what happened is I was just sitting there and I'm like, look, I want to learn. So the best way to learn, other than asking people on the internet, is through, well, this is basically the same thing, is through making a video and talking about it. So I came up with an idea. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and just some examples of a casual and good written gay person. And the thing, and what I mean by casual is like, I'll give you an example of a. What I'll probably do is give you an example of someone who is like wears their queer personality on their sleeve, and the person like a person who just happens to be gay. Like, yeah, they may dress a little, like I guess gay is the right term to use for it, or sorry if it's offensive. They might dress certain ways that indicate that they are showing signs or whatever you call it, um, that they are gay. And I got some people here. I asked, and the way I went about it is I didn't want to just sit here as a non-gay person, and because I'm not, I'm straight. I have a girlfriend, and I didn't want to sit here and be like talking to you guys and saying what I think is good and bad because I feel like it's kind of wrong for me to say if something's good or bad in terms of writing for something I'm not. So, what I did is I asked my editor. My editor is pansexual, but is technically also gay. So, there's that. I didn't have just a straight gay man to talk to. Um, but, you know, down the road, maybe I can do like a 30-40 minute special episode of just talking to someone about it. Because, in my opinion, I love to just talk to people. I would love to just sit down with someone and talk to them. I plan on doing one of trans people, and I also down the road want to talk about why I feel like a lot of villains end up being either gay or trans or something. Like there's the one from Far Cry that comes to mind, and yeah, there's just some things I want to talk about with queer characters down the road. I don't think the next video will be about them, depending on how well this performs. Um, anyway, I'm gonna get right into the good characters, and the good character that wears it on his sleeve, and I feel like everyone can agree. If you watch One Piece, you can agree that Bon Clay is the goat. Now, if you guys don't know who Bon Clay is, he is a One Piece character who can change his physical appearance to look like anyone, I think. Am I right? He can change his body using the Mano no Mi, the clone fruit. Um, and basically he can transform into a woman. So I don't know if that makes him kind of trans or not. But and a lot of people, I don't know why there's some people that try and spin it that Oda makes it like he's like a completely joke character when he's not. If you watch and read the like One Piece, he's kind of well respected. Like, yeah, he's made jokes at, but that's because everyone in One Piece has jokes made at them. So like, it's not directed specifically towards Bon Clay. It's just about either the situation he's in or just stuff like that. He's not a joke character. Like, yeah, does he make a lot of jokes? Yes, but the thing is he is still serious because, and the reason, okay, and he's still serious because he's not just like flamboyant, like he's flamboyant, but the thing is he is also a well-written character. Like he meets the Straw Hats and originally wants to capture them because he's Mr. Two. And he wants to capture them so that way he can, I think he was like get money or something, or it was basically he's hired to. Um, so he ends up over time when he meets the Straw Hats befriending them and realizing, oh, maybe these guys aren't half bad, and he decides to basically sacrifice himself for them and gets captured. And then he does this because he realizes, hey, what I'm doing is wrong. These guys are pretty cool. So, you know what? I'll go to jail for them. He doesn't die or anything. As far as I know, he's still alive. But then I think later on, him and Luffy meet in a prison, and you want to know what Luffy does for the first time? He doesn't laugh at him. He hugs and embraces him and accepts him because guess what? Who the fuck cares in One Piece? And honestly, who should care in real life? Okay? And Bon Clay, through the entire story, is just a well-written character. I can't think of very many things wrong with the character. He's just the GOAT. And I just realized I'm wearing my Straw Hat Crew shirt. But yeah, Bon Clay, absolute GOAT. And I'm bringing up this character because I feel like they're more well written than a later Stranger Things character. You'll probably know who it is. Robin from Stranger Things. I feel like she's an incredibly well-written character. There's signs through when you meet her, all the way up to her confession to Steve. Her confession to Steve, I actually was like surprised and shocked because, I mean, again, she shows signs, but like, I didn't know. I was also more concerned with the Russian plot going on. But yeah, she's also a decently written character. There's not much wrong with her. I believe all the relationships she's in, like her crush on the one girl, can't remember her name, but yeah, and I don't see a problem with, like, she's a incredibly well written like gay character, like a person who just so happens to be gay. She wears it a little bit more on her sleeve later on, but you know, who cares? And then you've got Ellie. She happens to be one of the characters that, like, in the first one, you kind of have an idea of what's going on, and then the second one, it's like, oh, not surprised. Who cares? But she's, like, again, a well-written character. She is incredibly likable. In my opinion, she is the most well-written character in Last of Us outside of Joel himself, mainly because she's the main character, but still. Now, I will say, switching over to the bad category, I would put Ellie from The Last of Us TV show in there because the latest shit. Look, I'm not saying a gay woman can't be like, oh, I'm going to be a dad. But in the context of how it's written, in her situation, it just completely divulges her. Like, not divulges, it just completely like makes her a lobotomite. Because, like, if I'm with my girlfriend, I'm straight. And I don't know why I said that. I'm with my girlfriend, and we're in a zombie apocalypse, and I offered for her to stay somewhere. She said no, she wanted to come with me. I said, all right, fine. We ended up going a state away, and I'm talking to her, and then she all of a sudden drops the bombshell that she's pregnant. The last thing I'm concerned about is, one of the things would be, yes, I'm going to be a dad, but one of the things would be, wow, kind of fucking stupid to deny my offer to stay at a well-ly secured area so that way you could be protected from any danger for you and the baby's sake. But you're over here in bumfuck Egypt, so I guess that's fine. No, it's a good thing to freak out about it, but there's no way I see like Ellie as a character being like, oh, what a joyous occasion. Let us crack open the champagne right here. Clicker, do you want some? Like, come on. And Matthew, my editor, Matthew, also he messaged me. I put the Ellie thing in there, so if that's a bad example, let me know. I also put Ellie in there as a good written character. I inserted two characters because I felt like I needed to put my own opinion in here than just my editor's. Otherwise, I might as well just have him on here. But anyways, he said Soldier 76 was a badly... Oh, one more thing. There's a character from Paranormal Paranormal Man, Paranormal Man, I think. I don't know. Paranorman. And Matthew Madider said that he is an incredibly written character because, again, he is one of the characters that just so happens to be gay. You don't know to the end, apparently. But, again, who cares? Like, he's a well-written character, and that's what I like well-written characters, okay? I don't like people just shoehorning stuff in for inclusivity's sakes. If you're going to make a character of a certain orientation, be it race, gender, or sexual orientation, unless the character doesn't have its sexual orientation out, then just don't make him gay. Make a new character. I mean, you can switch him over like they did Iceman, but I don't know. You could do it well like Iceman, or not well. I can't remember if he's well or not. Like, for example, I hate when they did Little Mermaid because I was like, okay, why not, instead of taking this old-ass story, why don't we make a more culturally focused story about black culture under the sea? I feel like that could have been a lot better. Now, I'm not saying that Ariel can't be black. I'm just saying it feels a lot lazier and a way for them to put up a shield saying, well, if you hate it, you're racist. No, I would like to see that actress who played Ariel play a uniquely black, a uniquely well-written character who happens to be black. That's the thing. I don't think, and I think using nostalgia as a shield is stupid. In my opinion, if you want to make it, like, for example, April O'Neil, I feel like a good thing they could have done for her in the new TMNT movie is, instead of making, oh, you can keep her black, but name her something else. Don't name her April. Name her something else O'Neil, because I feel like it'd be cool. Or you can do April if you want to be a little weird with it, because my mom also has the same name as my grandma. So what you could do is make her the daughter of the original April. That clear up things. It'd make her to where she could say her original age is like 35. She could have a daughter. And you could say that April can now be like romantically involved with the turtles. I don't know why you'd want that, but that's what they're doing. But yeah, again, if you like that stuff, more power to you. This is just my opinion. Opinions come in all shapes and sizes. So let's move on to the bad. My editor said that Soldier 76 was bad because it felt like Blizzard just assigned stuff to people without really caring. Nothing else. And I will say, I remember there being a lot of controversy when that came out. It felt like they only did it because they were in controversy, so then that led to more. Look, this is just what he says. Personally, I will say a better written character who is gay in Overwatch is Tracer. But anyway. And then we're going to end off with in my opinion, a kind of bad. It's hard to find just an outright bad written gay person because every time I look it up, it's like stuff I don't know. So it's like I can't talk about you very much. But Will Byers. Will Byers, because I'm going to be honest, it didn't feel like we knew much about him till later seasons. So, like, yeah, he was always written to be that way. But I don't know, it felt like it didn't feel like it. It felt like they just kind of made him gay, which you can correct me if I'm wrong. If I am, I apologize. But it felt like he was just made gay at the end, like the last few seasons. Because if you think about it, he's like in a coma or like knocked the fuck out or captured in like the first 2 to 3. He ain't really conscious. So like, I think he starts showing like signs, as my editor put it, maybe in season 3 at the most, maybe at season 4. And again, he says it's a really bad written character. And I'm going to be honest, the confession scene. Look, this is my problem. Do I like when characters are written well? Yes, but here's the problem. I hate when people take a modern, well accepted idea and put it in the past and have people accept it. Because look, the Stranger Things cast, I get it. It's made up of very young people, but it takes place in like the 80s or 90s. There are people to this day, that would probably punch you in the face if you came out as gay. Now, there's people, right? No. But the thing is I feel like it kind of dampers stuff when just everyone accepts it. Because is it powerful sometimes? Yes. But what's more powerful is someone not accepting them and then later on accepting them. That is called character growth. But the thing is with Stranger Things is they just made everyone accept him. That's not a bad thing, but it just feels kind of weird because it takes place in like the 90s or 80s, and a lot of people hated that. So like I feel like someone should like be like giving some pushback. I don't know. My opinion, what would be good is Will's brother should be like kind of upset about it, then over time learns to accept his brother. I like those stories. I feel like it would just give that character another plot thread to give. I mean, Stranger Things plot threads aren't well resolved, but still, if it was well written, that'd be a good way to do it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for today. It's kind of it's not even a shorter video. It's just a quick video, put it out there. Give me your guys' feedback. Give me some good, bad characters, some characters that you just like to be, that are just so happen to be gay. Like, give me characters like that. Or, give me like, I don't know, let's put this out there. Give me, give me like, coded characters. I don't know if that works for gayness or gay people. Like, you know how people have like autism coded characters or like ADHD coded? Like, give me people that you feel like should be gay or something. Just rattle them off. Doesn't matter. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys. Bye. See ya.